Hello, Scrappy Peeps. Suzanna here today for Ellie's Studio to share with you a swimming layout, a multi-photo swimming layout. So that is the layout that I'm sharing, creating with the June kits and some of the add-ons. So this is pattern paper from last month. There was not a pattern paper pack released this month, and so I am using that with the kit. I am keeping these pieces whole, and I'm going to just stagger them as you see there, and work with this blue, lighter blue, and gray color palette. So I have, you can see 3 of the cards there. One of them I am going to use for layering to just provide some shadow to the card that says this weekend. I am working with these really awesome acetate navy Parker alpha stickers. I really love these. And I am going to work on my title here. The title is Finally Back Spectating. So just a little bit about these pictures. Both of my kids are swimmers, and we have not been able to watch them swim other than on camera for over a year now. We have not been allowed in the building. And so this was the first meet, I think it was a couple of weekends ago, early June, where we were able to spectate. So you are not allowed to sit in the pool, but you are allowed to walk in, watch them swim, and then you have to walk back out. So it was really awesome to be able to have that opportunity. I think the kids really appreciate it too, because there's actually people cheering for them as well. Then I'm going to use these Jane alpha stickers to finish the title that says Back Spectating. And it just so happens that I finally was able to get these down without doing the Suzanna title shuffle. Like I perfectly planned, ha ha ha, not the spacing of this, but it works. Yeah. So super simple layout, really, in that there's not a lot of cutting of elements required. I have done a fair amount of stamping, so I'm not sure what stamp that is that I have there, but I know what I want to do is these. So by the way, these are the weekend. This is the weekend stamp set. I know I want to stamp celebrate on this, even though it is not a celebration of your usual sort, like 4th of July or a birthday. We are still celebrating the fact that we get to go in. It's kind of a milestone. It's celebrating return to quote unquote normalcy, whatever that is going to be. So the 4 photos, there's actually one of just the stands, and nobody that we know is in the stands. Mia may be in the stands, but the sticker that I'm going to put up above it, it's actually one of the stickers from the summer label stickers, and it says love this view. So it's kids in the stands. So it's nice to see the kids in the stands, because for a long time they were hanging out in their cars with us, and were not allowed back in the building unless they were warming up and then getting ready to compete. So so that's what the first photo is, and then the second photo is of Mia swimming. The third photo is of Michael, because he was there while she's swimming, so she's in the background. And then the fourth photo is also of her swimming. So in the die cuts, you have those 2 banners. I know I want a third one. I just haven't figured out where that's going to come from yet. I am also using, in addition to these summer labels, I am also using there are some, what am I using? I am using, the June labels, which is that gray one that's in my finger right there. And then the printed labels, the ones that say June and Good Times above Michael's head, and then Photo Op down to the right. Those are from the print and cut labels. I like the ones with the phrases on them, but I do print both. Typically, I use the ones with the phrases on them. I will tell you that June label that is sticking out of the Q&A 3x4 card, I'm going to move over to the left-hand side. It just looks better there. It also creates a visual triangle of those printed labels. You're going to move from where the banners are is where that new June is going to go, and that's why I move it up to the one that says Good Times, and then over to the right to the one that says Photo Up. So that's one of the things I'm going to do off camera. Something else I'm going to do off camera, you see that I have a fair number of stars here. I'm also going to add a big gray star using one of the stitched star dies up by Good Times, because I like the way that that big gray just ties the gray down into the gray on the right hand side of the page there. So this is just the outline of the Celebrate stamp, and so I'm using two different hues of gray from Pinkbrush Studio inks. I just have the little cubes, so I'm going to stamp all the light ones and then some darker ones you'll see moving all the way down the page, and I am actually going to cover up some of that up top, just because, and I knew the banners were going to go there, but I thought it might be kind of cool to have it poking out from behind the banners. So this is going to be that third color. Again, with the white on white, I almost need to take a fine blue pen and just outline that to just make it pop a little bit, but you can see when I shift it with the gray in the middle and have the two stars on either side of the gray one that says Hello Weekend, it makes it stand out a little bit more, but yeah, maybe a blue pen would have worked nicely there. So also released this month, if you haven't already done your shopping, is the acetate star stickers. You can see I've used a fair number of them. I think I've used up all of the blue ones up. Then these stickers, if you are planning for 4th of July, this whole sheet right here, the pardon me, the Stars and Stripes chipboard stickers. Those are fantastic for 4th of July. If you're Canadian, you could use those too and just use the red and white bits of it as well. And so I am using some of those chipboard stickers to just add into the acetate stickers. Then you can see that I have the patriotic acrylic stars, so I'm using the blues that work with what the color palette that I have here, using some Ultra Bond to adhere those down. I just like the way it brings that darker blue down into the bottom half of that page there, because there's really nothing that is that dark blue down there, so that really pops those cards. I have backed that summer label sticker. It says Celebrate. I will actually take one of my slightly larger printed, it's actually, I believe it's going to be the corner of that June that I cut off on the left-hand side. I'm just going to back that behind the Celebrate. It just provides an extra layer to that. I am popping some elements off. That one says thumbs up / down, and I need to circle up. Something else that happens off camera is the journaling, and if you follow my work, you know that that always happens off camera. But I convinced my husband that he was the spectator, and so he gets to write the story. What I'm stamping here says this weekend rated, and then you have 5 empty stars, so you can use the little baby star to fill in, and so you're going to see my big old head pop up a couple of times because I like to stand over my stamping to line it up, and that's how I'm going to put all 5 of the stars in. She actually had a really good swim weekend too. She had just turned 15 and was competing as a 15-year-old, which is a new age group for the first time. So those 2 stamps that I have there are again from the weekend stamp set. That's the only stamp set I'm using here, even though there are 2 that are released. And again, I'm going to stamp in 2 different hues of blue. That one says Saturday and the other one says Sunday, and it goes above the this weekend card with the checkbox. So I had Michael also check off things that they did that weekend. And obviously weekend is Saturday and Sunday, but I wanted to fill that space between finding delight in the little things from the summer label stickers, that gray sticker there, and the this weekend. I wanted to fill that white space, and so I thought that Saturday, Sunday was a great way of doing that. So there was my big old head. I apologize for that. So that is going to wrap up the layout. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them in the box down below. Thank you for stopping in today. Enjoy the close-ups. Come back again soon. Take care.